and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble, your astrologer and tarot reader, here with your readings for July the 1st through July the 7th. These readings come in three sections, guys. First the intro, then the astrology report, and then the tarot reading. And there will be skip times if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising in the show more section below. So look out for that. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get all the links to the other videos down there, but check them out. These are general readings, guys. Please don't assume that everything I say here is applicable to you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you would like a personal, more tailored reading for you, go to my website. And the link to my website is below, and just check out the kind of readings that I offer. Firstly, I want to really apologize for last week. I only got I think it was eight readings out. And I got some tragic and shocking news. I recently interviewed a wonderful astrologer, Dan First, and we recorded the interview on June the 13th, and we plan to release it on the 1st, right before the eclipse. But unfortunately, he passed away on Sunday, June the 23rd. So I just didn't have it in me to do the readings. I was deeply saddened, and I'm very upset about that loss. Anyway, I'm sorry. Out of respect, I asked his family permission to release it as we agreed upon, the time that Dan and I had agreed upon. He was excited about it. I'm excited about it. It's really a great subject. He was an astrocartographer. So check that out on Sunday night. Monday night, Monday the 1st of July. It's 6:15. It'll be released as a premiere, so I will be attending and watching with you, and I can answer questions during it. So a big thank you to Dan's family for allowing me to do that, and honor him, because he was such a lovely soul. So what else? If you haven't joined my Facebook group, the link is below. Join the Facebook group. Every 2 weeks I do a live at 5, and I do a little astrology, and then afterwards, I have my cards and I answer questions, and we have a great time. So join that group, and I'm doing live at 5 tomorrow. That's Monday, the 1st of July, just before the premiere of Dan First's interview. So join me. So let's, without further ado, let's go to your astrology report, shall we? And before I go, happy World Pride. New York is buzzing with pride and love and colour. It's so wonderful. So happy Pride to everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to the astrology section of your reading. And so much is happening this week. It is wild and crazy. Starting off on Monday, the 1st of July, Mars, the planet of passion and action and courage, is moving into Leo. Also courage, passion, fire, and open heart. So this is a really big shift in energy, and we're probably feeling it on Sunday. It's like it's about, saying what you mean. It's about being passionate. It's about taking action. It's about moving forward. It's about being heart-centered. And so that's a lovely energy. We just have to be careful. There's, of course, fire, there's two sides to passion. Fire is that wonderful sensual passion, and then there's that angry passion, right? So we have to be aware of that for some of us. Now, where it happens in your chart depends on how it affects you. If you would like to know more about that and would like a personal reading, you can go to my website and book a reading with me that can give you some more insight on how that will affect you and all the other aspects that are happening this week. Now, the big news is this total solar eclipse in Cancer. And it's very powerful. It's that Cancer, Capricorn kind of energy that's going to play out through to 2020. Now, this is a beautiful, it's all about our home, right? Because Cancer's about home, it's about nurturing, it's about family, it's about our roots. So it's all about what's going on at home. Now, eclipses are about change. They shake things up. Sometimes there's a little fear there for some of us because the inevitable happens when an eclipse comes into play. And we have this beautiful relationship going on at the same time with Neptune, right? So Neptune is in a trine to this eclipse. And also, this is, a total solar eclipse. So this is a new moon. These are new beginnings. So depending on where it lands in your chart, of course, it's in Cancer. So Cancers are going to feel different. They're going to come out. They're going to be renewed. This is happening in their first house of their identity, who they are. What's happening for them, what's changing within you. It happens with each sign in a different house, so it happens in a different way to each person. Now, we have, it's going to be about relationships for Cancer because we've got Saturn, the planet of lessons, structure, and rules, is opposite. Right? So this is bringing in some, sometimes these lessons aren't pleasant, but they need to happen. They need to happen for us to grow, and we need to grow. So we will be looking at perhaps, or especially Cancers, will be looking at relationships. What relationships do we need to repair? What relationships no longer serve for us? What behaviors no longer serve us? What is it that's holding us back? So it's really a time of self-reflection. It's also, a time of taking care of ourselves. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough nutrients? Are we getting enough exercise? Those kind of things, we need to really look at ourselves, and are we taking care of ourselves during this time? We need to nurture ourselves, right? So eclipses can have a little fear because change, nobody likes change. And so and things happen in a way sometimes that are disconcerting. But if we can embrace that change and we can really see, it's kind of karmic too, because, Saturn is the Lord of karma, right? So this is whatever has been at play for a while is going to kind of come out, and we're going to be forced to look at some things about ourselves and about our relationships. Or, if you are a Taurus, it's going to be about finances, and so on. So, Gemini about communication. And so anyway, I'm not going to go into the actual details on each sign, but it is a huge and powerful eclipse. Now, we really need to raise our vibration during this time and really take notice of our internal dialogue, and don't let us criticize ourselves, drop it. If we notice that, we need to change that. We need to have the highest vibration at this time to get us through. And meditation, if you're into it, is wonderful for that, for raising our vibration. Now, the next big thing is on Sunday, the 7th, when Mercury stations retrograde. Yes, darling, every summer Mercury goes retrograde. And here it is again. So it is in Leo at the moment, and it is about to backtrack. And by the mid-month, I think it'll be in Cancer yet again. This is always a time of reflection, right? When Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to go in. It's a time to look at ourselves. It's a time to reorganize, regroup, get our ducks in a row, and get all our ducks in a row, because we need to be ready to go forward. It's not like you stop doing anything. You know, Mercury rules electronics. It's the intellect. It's important to look at how we communicate and you know, reflect on what changes that we can make going forward. Organize, you know, reorganize, you know. Listen, I always say declutter the mind is meditation, right? Declutter your home. You know, do things, work with the energies. When you work with the energy of a planet, you it's like having a little motor in your back, and you know, it's like going from a rowboat to a motorboat. Right? That's what we want. We want to be propelled by the universe. We want to work with the energies of the universe to get our life forward, to move forward more productively and happily, ultimately happily, right? And we'll be moving up to a lunar eclipse mid-month, and I'll talk about that probably in the next astrological report. So without further ado, guys, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Cancer, and welcome to the tarot card section of your reading. And the eclipse is happening in your sign, darling. This is major changes for you personally, on a personal level, and in relationships. All relationships are going to be reassessed, and what relationships work for you and what don't anymore. Okay, this is for Cancer. For Cancer, what wonderful guidance and helpful information can you give Cancer for this coming week to help them through this eclipse, this poignant, powerful eclipse? It's very spiritual. You may be reassessing your relationship with your guides, with God. One more card for Cancer, please. One more card. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, I love that. Okay. Now the clarifying cards for Cancer. My lovely Cancerians. Nurture yourself. Don't forget that. Take care of yourself, guys. Okay, please clarify. Oh, lovely. Please clarify. Ah, and please clarify. There it is. Oh, there we go. Okay, Cancer, take a look at your cards now. Okay, the first card out for you is the Nine of Cups. Clarifying the Nine of Cups is the Seven of Pentacles. Then you have the Temperance card. Clarifying the Temperance card is the Four of Cups. Then you have the Star card, and clarifying the Star card is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords doesn't surprise me. It's come up in a couple of readings you might want to check out, the Sun, Moon and Rising. Okay, the first card out for you is the Nine of Cups. That's dreams and wishes come true, darling. This is beautiful. It's almost at the finish line. For some of you, this is definitely coming to fruition. There's a lot of blessings in this eclipse, that some people may be in fear of the eclipse, but there are a lot of blessings here too. Now, clarifying, you've got a couple of sevens, right? And sevens are introspective. It's about going in. It's about meditation. But this is about going back and reassessing all the effort that you've put into something. Are you getting back what you've put into it? Is it worth it? Is it worth the effort? Are you just putting so much energy into something and getting a tiny little bit back? Maybe it's time to make a change. You need to kind of look at the truth in the situation. Now, it might not be that you have to completely change it, but you may need to make some tweaks. You may need to put some effort into a little other area. But it's about being honest. It's about looking at the books. What is working and what isn't? And that is what this whole eclipse is about. And it's new beginnings, darling. It's new beginnings. It's a new moon. Whatever you plant now, what will come to fruition at the lunar eclipse, the middle of the month. So the next card up for you is the Temperance card. And the Temperance is all, well, look, everything in moderation. That's what the Temperance card is. And I mean everything. So look, clarifying it, you have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is kind of not being in the present moment and really kind of focusing on something perhaps that hasn't worked out the way you wanted it to work out. Maybe that's what you found out when you reassess, but it's almost like you are not seeing the gift. So you're not seeing the lesson. There's a lesson here. And sometimes in this mood, we're not present. We're not noticing the gift that's been given to us because, look, you know, change sometimes is uncomfortable and sometimes there's some fear around it. But ultimately, it's for the better. And we grow from change, right? We have to go through those challenging moments sometimes to get to the other side and to experience euphoria. So you are being asked to curb everything at the moment, and that is, don't do too much of anything. I mean, you know, good things and bad things. Don't do too much of anything. Keep everything in moderation. This has been in a couple of readings also. So the Four of Cups, I always think about this as coming into the present moment and really taking a look and taking stock at what you do have and being grateful for what is there. So out of every tragedy sometimes, look, you know, that there's that old adage, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. There is always some gem that you can take out of a situation and take that to the bank. Now, the next card you have is the Star card. And this is about a deep healing, darling. This is a deep physical and emotional healing and perhaps spiritual even at this time. So the starlight is going to illuminate your path, and you have the Seven of Swords clarifying it. So I feel that you're going to see a situation for the truth. Now, you may have been lying to yourself, you may have been in denial, or somebody else may be lying to you or being a little dishonest. There may be something going on that's a bit nefarious. Whatever is happening, the truth you're going to see it. This eclipse will bring out the truth for you. You're going to see exactly what's going on, and you're not going to be able to deny it any longer. That's what eclipses do. They bring to the forefront what we need to see and what we need to address. And sometimes that's uncomfortable. Sometimes there's a little fear in there, but it's what we need to know. So if we've been in denial, that light is going to be shed on it. You know, our pathway will be illuminated. It's not like we're going to see the truth and we're going to wither and die. No, we're going to see the path forward because the Star card is a deep healing. So once we look at this, we can begin to heal and we can begin to move forward in a productive and a brilliant way. So Cancer, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, and on social media, and please comment. I really appreciate comments and feedback. I answer everyone, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week or sooner.